highly respected and accomplished Indigenous knowledge keeper. Wilfred Buck brings with him a wealth of knowledge and understanding of his culture, traditions, and ways of life. With a deep commitment to preserving and sharing Indigenous knowledge, Wilfred Buck has dedicated his life's work to promoting cultural understanding and respect. His teachings have the power to transform our perspective and broaden our understanding of the world around us. Today, we have the privilege of learning from Wilfred Buck's wisdom, experiences, and perspectives. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming our esteemed knowledge keeper and keynote speaker, Mr. Wilfred Buck. All right. The floor is yours, Bill.
Which side do you want, doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter, whatever's more comfortable. And then that can just go around your belt.
Yep.
And to unmute it whenever you're talking, just flip that switch that way towards the barrel, and then you'll be live. So we'll just get you on this here. If that starts to come off, just give it a push. There you go.
Right. Tanse, du tem na ook. Wilfred Buck net is niet gazen, een pas kijk niet nooit, hè. Het mag in, doet hem. Moet ik spieten. Greetings, my relatives. My name is Wilfred Buck. I'm originally from Apaskaya Cree Nation, opposite the town of DePaul on the banks of the Saskatchewan River in central Manitoba. And I'm honored to be allowed to take up your time and take up a little bit of your space. And I'm honored to be allowed and acknowledged as someone who knows a little bit about something. And so I'm here today to speak to you in regard to ways of knowing. And ways of knowing refer to how we go about the process of obtaining knowledge, how we go about the process of coming to know. One of my elders from Opaskiak, he shared this term with me that's on the screen there. Giskini tamawin, and it's the action of coming to know our language in Inyo. This is N dialect. Like I said, from Opaskiak, and we use the N dialect. And so this term is a term regarding how we go about coming to know. What's the process? And for us working in this reality, in this mainstream society, there are different measuring sticks, tape measures they use in regard to coming to knowledge. And one of them is education. One of them has a little piece of paper you get after going to university of X number of years. And you have that little piece of paper and you're acknowledged for it. And but a lot of our people don't go to those universities and get that piece of paper. But that doesn't mean they don't hold knowledge. Our elders hold a deep, deep knowledge. The teachings that were passed on to us through ceremony, through the language, through observing and living that life is a deep-seated knowledge, and it's been tried, tested, and true for thousands and thousands of years. I was told when I started this journey of coming to know that there's two ways you can go about what it is you want to do. And what I wanted to do was to have students believe in themselves, have students understand that the knowledge that they hold and the mental processes that go with that knowledge are just as valid and just as relevant in this society as they are on the res. And they can come. You young people out there, you can compete with anybody in Canada. The thought processes that are in here, how you apply them, how you use them, what you think up, what you invent, all these things are based on prior knowledge. And that prior knowledge usually comes from our elders, usually comes from our teachings, usually comes from our ceremony, usually comes from observing in your experience as you go through life. And you can apply that knowledge. And going to university, going to elementary school, I have a weird educational process. I went to elementary school up to grade 7, and I was a Matthias. I was a bad kid. So at grade 7, they told me to hit the road, and so I left. I left school, and I lived down the street. I lived down the street for quite a number of years, till I was 29. I lived on the street, and I did all kinds of things to survive on that street. And I was good at it because I'm still alive today, so I must have been pretty good at it. And in that process, I had not even a grade 7 education. I started grade 7. So in 29, I crawled out of that hole I dug myself. And I looked around, and a couple of the elders said, you want to come to know? We'll teach you. People like Alex Bonas, people like Ernest Tusis. These people, they're the ones that called us back. Grandpa Joe Duquette from East Oasis. These are the ones that called us back from those streets and said, okay, we're going to teach you how to be who you're supposed to be. And so I left the streets when I was 29 with a grade 7 education. And so I didn't go to high school. After I sobered up for about a year, I decided I had to do something else. Because in that year, from when I stopped drinking and doing drugs, it was a whole year there where I had no way to provide for myself. So I had to take labor work, any kind of labor work. I'd go to these labor places early in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'd sit around until somebody needed a job somewhere. Then I'd go work. And that's what I did for a whole year. And one February, cold February morning in Winnipeg, I was sent to go to the Assiniboine Downs. Assiniboine Downs is where they keep the horses, the racing horses. And I was told I had to go there. So I went there, and they gave me a shovel. So here's your job for today. And you come back to me, you do a good job, and you can come back tomorrow and do it again. So I took the shovel. They showed me to the stalls. And in the stalls, I shoveled. I shoveled horse crap. That's what I did. And I was shoveling horse crap, and it was steaming, and I was swearing, and I was cursing. I was saying, oh, shit. And so the whole day I did that. Then I got paid after that. And I looked at a little pile of money I had, and I said, okay. So you come back tomorrow, and we'll do it again. So next morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm back again. 9 o'clock in the morning, here I am, shoveling away. And I looked up and I said, I don't think I can do this. I don't see where this goes. And I'm 29, and I got sweet bugger all. So I threw that shovel down and walked away. And as I was walking away, I seen this sign on the bus. It said, Winnipeg Adult Education Center, come and apply. I said, hey, that's a sign. And so I went and applied, and they accepted me. And I did grade 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in 2 years. I did five grade levels in 2 years, just solid, bang, 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 one after the other, no holidays. And I finished in, I think it was August I finished, graduated grade 12. And I had, my majors were math and science. And so I was going to walk away. I said, what am I going to do now? And then one of my teachers come up to me and said, hey, you got to go apply at the University of Manitoba. They're asking for students. So he gave me a bunch of paper. So I went to the University of Manitoba. And my big idea was, I got to help my people. I got to help them. I got to save my people. And so social work, that was what I was going to be. I was going to be a social worker. So I goes walking in this room. And in this room, there's about 60, 70 people. And they're all piled around this table. And I said, is this where social work is? They said, yep, this is the place. They got the forms there you can fill out. So, well, how many openings they got for this program? They said 16. And I looked at 60 people. I said, holy smokes. And I walked away. So much for my social work and saving my people. But anyways, I'm walking down the hallway and I passed this other room. And in this room, there's about 8 people. I said, what's going on here? They said, education. They're applying. How many applications? How many people are they taking? 16. I said, oh, here's where I go. So that's how I became a teacher. That was the great spiritual awakening. And anyways, and in that process, I got a B.Ed. I got two degrees from the University of Manitoba. And I went back to ceremony, went back to the songs, the ceremony, the language, and all those things. And in that process, I started to understand that every culture on the face of the earth has a depth of knowledge. Every culture on the face of the earth applied concepts of science, concepts of math. They applied all these concepts in what they were doing. Because science is iskinitamawan. It's a way of coming to know. And we all apply it. It doesn't matter what we do, what kind of work we do. We all apply those concepts. So we're all scientists. And one of the elders told me that, we were the first scientists. Prior to this Western education system that they got now, and this Western hierarchy of success, we applied a lot of these practices. We applied a lot of these processes. And because when I was going to that elementary school from grade 1 to grade 7, I was always told that my people didn't understand math. My people didn't understand science. So I shouldn't raise my hopes too high as I'm going through that school process. And I told them, piss off. I told them, no, just kidding. But so in that process, I come to realize that everybody is capable of doing these things. And everybody can do these things. And look at you all. Look at you, what you do here today. You're doing these things. For young people right now, your generation, you know what? Your generation is going to see actual Martians. Your generation is going to see that. You're going to see Martians. You're going to live through a life where Martians are going to be real. They're not going to be on TV, not going to be science fiction. It's going to be real. Right now, NASA and a couple other companies have selected 50 men and 50 women to colonize Mars. They're going to colonize the moon. They're going to colonize Mars. So somebody asked me, how come they're going to go up there and do that, colonize Mars? I said, well, they heard we had land up there. I said, no. Just kidding. But so there's water up there. There's water on the moon. There's water on Mars. And so they selected 50 men and 50 women, and they selected a year. 3032 is the year they want to have people living on Mars. So since there's water up there, they're going to take 3D printers with them, big, huge 3D printers. They're going to use the raw material on Mars, and they're going to print everything they ever need. There's water there, so they can use that water to produce the air, to produce oxygen, to produce hydrogen. They're going to use that water to grow plants, again, to produce air and to produce food, and they're going to survive up there. And the thing about that is that 9 to 12 months after those people get there, then there's going to be real Martians. And that's because 9 to 12 months after that, those people up there are going to start having babies. And where are the babies going to be born? On Mars. So there's your Martians. And there's going to be real Martians. So in your lifetime, you're going to see real Martians. And real moon people as well. Because they're going to go to the moon. Next year, they're planning to go to the moon. And from there, to build a base, and they're going to Mars. And so, lots of changes. And lots of these things are telling us that there's going to be a lot of jobs available. And these jobs are going to be technical jobs. These jobs are not going to be shoveling horse crap. These are going to be technical jobs. Go to university, get your degrees, any degrees, and you'll have a great chance of working on the moon, working on Mars. That's wild. When I was growing up, I thought they'd be crazy if somebody told me that. But you people, young people now, that's a distinct possibility for you. You can go work in these places and do these things and live off-world. It's totally mind-blowing, the possibilities that can happen. Oh yeah, you know what those people on Mars are going to call you guys? They're going to call you aliens. But then you can call them aliens too. So there's going to be a need for science. Science is the basic operating block. Science is what you got to understand. Science is all around us. All around us, science. Whatever we do, science is there. And so if that's the case, then we should understand what science is. It only makes sense. One of the ways I came about learning who who I was because I was told. When I got my 2 degrees at the University of Manitoba, I worked in Winnipeg School Division, and I worked at the various school divisions, non-Indigenous school divisions in the city of Winnipeg. There's about 6 school divisions. And I worked pretty much at each one of them. And wherever I went, as soon as I walked into that school, right away, I was the instant expert on anything Indigenous. Anything Indigenous, they just look at me. What's he going to say? And of course, I could have told him anything. But anyways, so I said, oh, well, I guess I better start learning about who Indigenous is and who I am. And in that process, I come to realize that there's so much depth of knowledge that any Indigenous culture in the face of the earth has a depth of knowledge, has a capacity for intellectual thought. Our people thought about things like particle theory. They understood that process. Our people thought about things like quantum theory. They understood that process. They understood these concepts. It wasn't new. They didn't call them specifically that, but they knew about those processes. And so anybody can do science. Science, like I said, is all over the place. Science is magic. Magic is science. Science, what they call magic, is based on science. I'll give you an example. I would like 4 volunteers. 4 volunteers, put up your hand, come on up here. When you're coming up here, bring 2 cups, empty cups with you. 4 volunteers bring 1 cup each. How's that? So we need 4 volunteers, bring 1 cup each. Grab a cup, come on up. Come on down. You are the next contestant on All right, here we go. We got 4. You can come up too. That's up. Okay, here we got volunteers here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we got how many more we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 5. 5, good. I can count that many. How big these it is to do. Yeah. All right. So, science. Everything is based on science, even what we call magic. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show my amazing powers of being a magician with these people here. Young people, okay, I want you to take that cup there, grab 2 cups, and then you grab 2 cups, and then you give me that 1 cup, and you give it to that guy there. Take that cup to that guy, and you take this cup to that guy. The guy with no cups, give them 1 cup each. All right, thank you. This is my amazing helper here. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to show about the power of magic. So what you're going to do is you're going to take these cups like this, and another one like this, and you're going to hold your arms out straight like this, really straight, really tight, and you're going to push those 2 cups, ends of the cups together really hard. Okay? Press it really hard like that. Shoo, yeah. Okay, you do the same thing. You come out here, stand right there, face sideways, face this way, audience, arms out straight out as hard as you can stretch, and then push those cups really close together. You two right here, I'll tell you when to start though, okay? And then you with that cup, I want you to stand where you're standing, and you stand right there. And my lovely assistant, if you stand over here on this side, and every once in a while go like this. Okay, so what you're going to do, start pressing, push your hands out really hard, stretch your arms out, and press those cups really hard. Okay, now you guys with the 1 cup, you're going to take that 1 cup and you're going to circle 3 times around. Circle around like that 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And 1 more for just a good luck. Okay, now you guys now are slowly going to pull those cups apart, slowly. Come on, pull them apart. Do you feel that? Okay, switch them over. Let the other ones do that. Let them experience that. So these are magic cups. These are I sent especially away for them. What's happening there is they're feeling really intense attraction, and they can't pull those cups away from each other. Okay, do the same thing, same process. Stretch your arms out really far. Move back just so they can move in there. Okay, and then press really hard. Keep your arms stretched straight out. Press really hard. Okay, circle them. Okay, once they're finished circling, slowly pull them apart.
Yo, what the?
All right, so there we go. So this is the power of science. What they're doing there is they're pressing the hands together really intensely, and the other ones are just a little flash and a little show. You don't really need that. And then they try to pull them apart, and they can't pull them apart because they feel an intense magnetic force there. It's called the force. So may the force be with you. But all it is short-term memory. Because when you're in there, your hands are pressing really hard, pressing like that, and then you're trying to release it. Your mind is still sending messages to your hand. Keep pressing, and you're trying to pull them apart. And it feels like there's an intense magnetic. You can do these with anything out there. You can grab. Well, when I first did this, I usually used to use little rocks, and I tell the kids they were magic rocks from Mars. But you can use anything. Okay, thanks, guys. Thank you very much. So science is everywhere. You can apply science wherever you want. Thank you, guys. You guys did an amazing job. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something else. Again, science. I'm up here like this, and I shall say, You shall not pass. No. So now I need another volunteer. Come on up. Come on up, you two. Okay, what we here I have here is 2 pipes. You hold that pipe. Yep, and you got this pipe. You hold that pipe. I gotta take this out. Okay, hold that pipe. One is a PVC, plastic PVC pipe. Which is the plastic PVC pipe? That one there, right? And which is the copper pipe? Pure copper pipe. That one there, right. Okay, so again, we're gonna do magic. And this magic, we'll need one more person, one more volunteer. Come on up, somebody run up here fast. Tuge, ibata. Betak, betak. All right. So, who's up here first? You up here first? Come and grab this mic. Okay, you're gonna hold that mic out like this, and you're gonna drop it. I know, I'm just kidding. Okay, we're gonna show you a demonstration. Again, magic. We have these ones imported from Zanzibar. Where that is? Zanzibar, yeah, that sounds good. Zanzibar. And these are magic wands. So, and here we got the famous magic rocks right here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna insert the magic rock in that, and you're gonna take that mic and you're gonna hold it right at the bottom of that, at the pipe, hold it right at the bottom, right at the very bottom. Hold it on the floor. Lay it down on the floor and hold it. Yep, like that. Okay, it's right about there. Okay, now you're gonna put that in there. Okay, wait, I'll tell you when to drop it. Not yet. Hang on to it. Don't drop it on the mic. God's sakes, don't drop it on the mic. You'll create a catastrophe. No, just kidding. Okay. Okay, so when I tell them to drop it, you got to count and see how long it takes to drop. Are you ready? Okay, drop. How much? 2 seconds? 3 seconds? 2 seconds. All right. So now we got to pull that apart again. So that was the PVC. Now, we didn't do nothing. I didn't say no magic words, but this time I'm going to say the magic words. Okay, and you're going to lift the pipe up, and you're going to do the same thing with the mic. Make sure you don't put it right on top of it right there. That's good. Okay, I'm going to put this in there, but this time I'm going to say the magic words. The magic words are, Tabwe Mama Scotch. Okay, here comes the magic words. Tabwe Mama Scotch. Okay, here we go. Start counting till you hear the drop.
8 seconds.
8 seconds. So it's the same one, the same piece of little metal, because we'll drop it in again, and then you count again. All right, so the magic is stop where Mama Scotch. Remember that. But all it is, again, based in science, there's a concept of magnetic fields, electromagnetic fields, force fields that surround our planet. And a product of those electromagnetic fields and interaction with solar flares is Wawa Tewan, which are the northern lights. Northern lights are produced by these solar flares on our magnetic field. So this is a magnet. These are magnets. And the reason that this one falls through here like this, okay, lift it up again. I'll drop it. And it doesn't fall directly to the ground, but it takes a while to get there to take it off. You have to pull it really hard. It's pretty strong. It's because due to something called, again, the magnetic field. When you pass a magnet through a conductor, which is the copper, the north and south fields on both of these things, they constantly flip. And as they do that, they produce a force. There's a force of electrons around them that are slowing this down. It acts on gravity. It's the same concept of those magnetic trains that run on the rails. They float. And this is the same concept. But these little things, you can apply them as magic, but they're based in science. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Thank you. So that's called the lens law. So there's all kinds of concepts you can use and you can utilize, and things you can explore, because these things are going to be used in the future. Another one is you put a big spitball here and but science is applicable everywhere, anywhere. And you can pretty much use anything you want for science. You just got to understand the concepts. And understanding those concepts, there's a story that Barry and Dale used. It's a video that's played. It's called Mr. Muskwa. And it's about Mr. Muskwa, the great bear in the sky, in the constellation The Dipper. And in that narrative, we're told that there's 7 birds that chase that bear around the world. They go around the world 4 times. And on the 4th time, they're going so fast, they fly up in the sky. And that's why they're up in the sky now. That's why the Big Dipper's in the sky, and those 7 birds are in the sky. But in that narrative, they're talking about trajectory. They're talking about velocity. They're talking about centrifugal force. They're talking about gravity. They're talking about a thing called a slingshot effect. The slingshot effect is what NASA uses to get more velocity out of a satellite or a rocket. It sends it around the Earth, and as it goes around the Earth, it builds up centrifugal force and velocity. And then it gets enough velocity, it's released from the gravity of Earth. And they use this concept when they fly past places like Jupiter, places like Saturn. They fly those satellites around Saturn to build up velocity to get to the next place. And our people talked about this thing in Mr. Muskwa, in that little story, Mr. Muskwa. So there's depths of knowledge embedded in these things. All we have to do is be able to identify them and find out what they are. So these scientific concepts that our people are applied, they didn't tell us, okay, sit down, I'm going to talk to you about it. It's centrifugal force. They're going to talk to you about Mr. Muskwa, and it's up to you to figure that out. So these concepts aren't new to our people. These concepts were applicable to our people with the bow and the arrow, trajectory, velocity. All these things are very applicable, and they can be applied to things like rockets, to things like satellites. So, your young people, don't stop. Your young people, don't let anybody ever tell you that your people don't know science, don't know math. Your young people, don't let anybody ever say that your dreams are not worth anything. I want to thank you for allowing me to be here and sharing this time with you. Nanas kaman into them. Hexa. Hey.
Thanks a lot, Richard. All right. Well, I don't know about you, but I really enjoyed that. Just watching the kids' face up here. Wilford's simple demonstrations like that show us how easy it is to teach science and get kids interested, engaged. It's just simple little tools like this in the classroom that can ignite a kid's fire within them to pursue science and to feel passionate about it. So thank you for that, Wilford. So our next little gig here, we're going to be getting to the entertainment, correct? Dale, you're going to come sing? Yeah. We want to pack the house. Well, we'll get to the entertainment. So we got Donald McDonald, a.k.a. Emery Birding Grass, This is my first time, so my apologies for not giving a wicked big intro. But I heard a lot of great things about him. I watched some YouTube videos last night, so I'm looking forward to it. So without any further talks from me, we'll get to started. So can I call up Mr. Donald McDonald, aka Emery Burning Grass, please? Is he here even? Is he here? So Dale, what's the word? Where did he? Did you give him a call? I thought he was here. No. Okay, hold on. Just bear with us, guys.
only been a week. The rush of being home and rapid fading, failing to recall what I was missing all that time in England. I sent me aimlessly, unfettered by the help of transportation, to knock on windows where a friend no longer live. I had forgotten. And everywhere I go, there's always something to remind me of another place in time, where love that traveled far and found me. We stayed outside till 2, waiting for the light to come back.
Whoops, okay. Unfortunately, we had a booking mistake, so he thought it was tomorrow. We just talked to his, we just spoke with his, the person, his manager or whatever, and yeah, they booked him for tomorrow here. So unfortunately, the entertainment portion is gonna have to be scratched. So we heard some requests to have a karaoke competition by this table over here. So I'm gonna invite the no. So unfortunately, yeah, we have to scratch that portion of the night. So at this point, I think maybe it's best. It'll give you guys more time to go out and about, I guess, with your students. Go out and do some fun. So yeah, our apologies on our end. Again, it was a booking situation, so they thought it was tomorrow. They booked it for tomorrow. So yeah. With that, we'll go around talking with the chaperones and seeing what you guys are gonna do. So that's the best we can do right now. So alrighty. Okay, hold on. Just give me like 5-10 minutes. We'll work something out.
Of another place in time, where love that traveled far